Hello my friends, today's topic to entertain and enlighten you is and educate. Is bodybuilding a sport? Now straight away you've formed an opinion, you've said yes or no. Now Jason Blora and Louis Marco, bodybuilding is not a sport. They basically do nothing but slag it off and make money out of it. But they will not say it's a sport. Now, Nick's Strength and Power, he always refers to it as a sport, the sport of bodybuilding. Well, is it a sport? Right, so what is the definition, the dictionary definition of a sport? Right. It's this: an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. Right, so what is a sport then? Is golf a sport? You can't affect the outcome of the. You see, there's two different types of sports. There's a sport like golf, where you just go and do your thing, which is like what you do in bodybuilding. You just go and do your thing. You cannot affect the other person. Then you get a sport like boxing, where you directly affect the other person. You stop him performing. So, is chess a sport? It's a mental game of skill. Now I said game. So is it a game? In my opinion, bodybuilding is definitely a sport. I'll tell you why. It's a competition. You have a winner and a loser. It's a competition. There is a definite way to win. You know, if you put me against Phil Heath wins. There is a definite criteria. He is better than me. There's no doubt. So you have a criteria for a winner and a loser, and it's a competition. And it's like if I said to you, you get 50 people, I want you all to go away and bake a cake and come back, and who's made the best cake is the winner. So that is a competition. So bodybuilding is a competition. You all go away for a year and you build a physique, and you come back and the one who's built the best physique is the winner. So why is it not a sport? They say there's no athletic component to it. Well, there is, because what's posing? Posing is difficult. You have to learn it. It's a skill. If you can't pose properly and well, you won't win. You have to show off your physique. You have to learn how to pose. You have to practice it for hours and hours and hours to get it right. They've all seen Pumping Iron a million times with Arnold, with the ballet dancer, you know, and Franco. You have to learn it. It's a skill. So there is a skill component to it. Then there's the argument, well, there's drugs. Well, there's drugs in everything. Drugs in everything. Powerlifting, weightlifting, strongest man, MMA fighting, boxing, running, Tour de France, tennis. Every sport is full of drugs. It's just bodybuilding's more up front, because they just say, well, take what you want, we don't care. Because in sports like the Tour de France and tennis, it's who can cheat the best is going to win. So in bodybuilding, it's more honest. They say, take whatever you like. So that's more up front and more honest. Instead of the one who can beat the drug test will be the winner, which is most other sports today. So, in my opinion, it's a great big yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Why not? Golf's a sport. So why it's not in the Olympics? Well, who cares? Who cares if it's in the Olympics? Doesn't mean it's not a sport. It's got an athletic component. It's competitive. They train as hard as anybody. So, if it's just a beauty pageant, just to walk around and do nothing sort of thing and get judged, then what's all this about? Huh? What's all this about? Why do they do hours and hours a day for years and years and years, day in, day out, and stick to a rigorous diet? Why do they do all this if it's just a beauty pageant? You just walk out, oh look at me, walk back, nothing to it. No, it's not a beauty pageant. It's bloody hard, extremely difficult thing to do, and not many people can ever do it. Okay, have I convinced you yet? Well, you could say, well, there's no clear winner because it's judging, and judging's a matter of opinion. Well, what about boxing then? When it goes the distance, that's a matter of opinion. That's judged. Ice skating's judged. That's a matter of opinion. You're always going to get conflict and disagreements when there's judging involved. But lots of sports have judging. Gymnastics, that's a sport, but that's judged. Oh, I think this person was better than that one. Well, somebody else might disagree. You're always going to get controversy and arguing and disagreement when there's judging involved. That's lots and lots of sports. So you can't use that argument. Well, it's a matter. What do you think of this? They tell me that this shooting is a sport and this is in the Olympics. Well, look at that. What is the bloody skill? He's got a stand to hold the gun on. He's got sights that he can see halfway around the bleeding world. He's got earphones in. He's got this, that and the other. So what does he need? He only needs a machine to pull the trigger. And then what's the skill? I know there is a skill and some can do it better than others, but this is a sport in the Olympics. What does he do? Pull a trigger. And, you know, look down a laser beam. It's the same with archery. This, to me, is archery. This is, well, what the bloody hell's this? You got something that holds the bow straight, something that makes it easier to draw back, a sight on it, a balancing thing. I mean, in the end, what's this woman actually do? Why is it there? So that's classed as a sport, but bodybuilding is not a sport. Well, I disagree. If that's a sport, so is bodybuilding. Then you got the thing, well, you know, that Mr. Blarar keeps harking on about, is it's unhealthy. Well, sport generally is unhealthy. Bodybuilding is not an healthy thing to do. Weightlifting is not an healthy thing to do. Powerlifting is not an healthy thing to do. Most powerlifters at 40 or 50 years old have had double hip replacements and fucked up backs and God knows what else. That's if they haven't died of an heart attack for pumping the weight up too heavy. You know, getting the body weight up too high, and it's gave them an heart attack. So, what sport is good for you? Is boxing good for you? Is MMA good for you? Having all your joints snapped and being stamped on, is that good for you? Is that healthy? Is riding a bike around France healthy and good for you? Is running 26 mile as fast as you can healthy and good for you? No. So I'm not buying the argument it's unhealthy, because sport at a high level, at top level sport, is unhealthy. Is American football good for you? No, it's like being in a car crash. You know, you survive a game of American football. So, my opinion, there's no doubt about it, bodybuilding's a sport, and it's as tough as any other sport. If you don't believe me, try it. You think, oh, I could do that. Well, no, you couldn't. So, there you go then. That's ruffled a few feathers for you. So, enjoy your training and good luck to you all. And just as a side note, please shut up with the gay thing. All bodybuilders are all gay. It's a gay thing. Looking at men's bodies, they're all gay. Yeah, okay. So Dorian Yates, gay. Roddy Coleman, gay. Arnold, gay. Yeah. I'm sure some of them are, but I'm sure some taxi drivers are gay. And some window cleaners are gay. There's gays all over the place. They're everywhere. I'm sure some politicians are gay. And film stars are gay. So some of them are, but no more than anything else. So knock it off with the, oh, they're all gay looking at men's bodies. No, they're judging a man's body. It's not the same as I want to have sex with him. Okay. Good luck to you all. Bye.